Our ringside position for all bouts tonight, Dr. John Jury. Judging our opening contest international match are John Wheeler, Ignatius Miscellatus and Andrew Campbell. Tolling the bell, Mr. Leroy. All of tonight's bouts have been sanctioned by the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board. At ringside, Malcolm McGuinness, Bob Todd, Bart McCarthy and Kreuzern, Noel Sharp. 6 rounds of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight, junior welterweight division, made famous these days by Kostya Zoo. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the red corner with Murray Thompson and Greg Rogan. Murray Thompson, fresh back from the United Kingdom with Julian Holland. Bad luck there, Julian, in your Commonwealth welterweight championship defence. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing blue trunks with twins on the front, the only boxing accountant in Australia. Originally from Brisbane, Queensland, now based in Chatswood, New South Wales, aiming to move to Victoria in the very near future. In amateur boxing, 48 fights, 34 wins, 2 New South Wales amateur championships. Last night at all seasons, he scaled 62.50 kilograms. In pro boxing, 4 bouts, 2 wins, 2 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome Craig Nuclear Nieman. And across the ring in the blue corner with Nick Tatoris joining Peter Maniatis in the corner. Truly an international boxer now in Australia. Born in Acapulco, Mexico. Then he moved with family to Frankfurt, Germany. Now living in the great uptown Brunswick, Victoria. In amateur boxing, 20 fights, 10 wins. Scaling 63.30 kilograms. Wearing blue trunks, OMX, Brando Denirol. Referee in charge of the action, former light heavyweight champion of Australia. The man in runners, Long John McGovern. Here we go. Let's get it on. 6 rounds of boxing.
Now, I spoke to you 2 blokes in the dressing rooms. You both understand what I said? If I say break, I mean break. No heads, no elbows. Keep it clean. Shake hands. Have a good one.
Okay, here we go. Nick, will you help me now? Thank you, Nick. Okay, coming up for round 1. Round 1. Let's go, round 1. Two. And so comes 4. scorecards and we'll have a verdict in our opening bouts. Thank you, great support here tonight. Bennigan's Bar Bistro. Chapel Street, Santiago, fully licensed. Pop in there for wine and dining and all seasons friendly sponsors of Hotel Melbourne. Our great timekeeper, Leroy. Briggs are one of our finest runners, Christopher Grounders, good evening, Christopher, the man who kick-started kickboxing in the city. Both fighters please come to the center ring, very close crowd here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, men's scorecards. Judge Andrew Campbell had 58-56, Denirol. Okay, Judge John Willis from the other way, he went 59-55 for Nieman. Your final man society card, Judge Ignatius Cincinnati, he gave it 57-57, a drawn contest. All tied up, it's Denirol. Okay, the next sponsorship, money in both guys to take a round of applause to say a big thank you to Soltarni and Undercard. Nice to be in Australia, look forward to the camera. You interested in the body?
Well, I started volleyball and after a long time break, boxing, nowadays second life, improve. My trainer, I hope the next improve is better.
Improve next time. Thank you, Brando. Not Robert De Niro, but Brando De Niro. Number 2, Total Sports Network, Joe Curcio. This truly is international bouts of great ramifications in the heavyweight division. 6 rounds of boxing is a scheduled journey. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing in the red corner with John Miller, Johnny Carragher, and we welcome the man in the felt hats all the way from New York, Andre, with Louis Carico working out at Commons Fitness Center in Coburg, Victoria. This young man wearing long white trunks with blue tassels comes originally from Oakland, California, USA. Then he moved to Long Beach, California. In kickboxing, 5 bouts, 5 wins. Now resident, Brunswick, Victoria. He had run professional fights 4 years ago. Returned to the ring tonight, skating 91.50 kilograms. We welcome Bam Bam, Bobby Paterson. Bobby Paterson, USA. And on the right, occupying the blue corner, Kelly C. from the team from Noble Park. Originally Auckland, New Zealand. Last night, all seasons, he scaled a massive 127.45 kilograms, wearing red trunks and a touch of white. Known fondly as the Coconut Crusher, play Auimatagi. Auimatagi. John Cummins, $100, 6 rounds of boxing in the super heavyweight division. The big boys is already.
Yeah, boys. When I say down, neutral corner. There's that one there and one behind him. One that then goes to neutral corner, right? With me? Now, what I want is clean fight. No headbutt, no elbow. You're both big boys and do some damage. Do it with your fist and nothing else. Shake hands and have a look.
Okay, loud and clear. Big Phil in the corner, giving you Phil. Here we go, coming up for round one.
How many? 4 threes. 6, is it? It's got 4 on it. Judge's card's got 4. 6 twos. Won't go 6 rounds. £75 weight differential. It's a bit, big right hand, I think, over the top for a bowler.
Gentlemen, the bout was officially stopped. 1 minute 29 seconds in round one. The Commonwealth Crusher is the big winner, Auimatagi. Have a big round of applause to that man, Paterson. That's in professional arts and a bit of kickboxing, great fighting family. Take us through one punch. Did the damage to him?
I think everyone in the audience can tell you what punch it was, mate. It was go hand in hand. I heard Paterson was a mover. I just had to go in there, do my last salesman, and that was it. Over the top bang.
Simple as that.
Got his hands down, which is unprofessional of any fight. But he's a mover, and he moved very aggressively tonight. Very unlucky. So next time, I'm sure he'll be next time.
Okay, very gracious. Playing Auimatagi. Welcome, Commonwealth and Australian champion Julian Holland. Welcome here, Julian. Glad we're to have a bad luck here in the United Kingdom against James Taylor, but good luck on your return to the ring very soon. Already bad luck between these two guys before we ring the bell for the opening round of 6 rounds of boxing in the light heavyweight division. International bout once again. Joe Garcia tops the big card here for bout number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing in the light heavyweight division. Would you welcome my left occupant, the red corner, originally from New Zealand, Cowie, New Zealand, now based in Enadeghe, South Australia. Made his professional debut last year, one fight in Adelaide, one fight in Melbourne, scaling 74.80 kilograms with the legendary TV ringside great Cole Betty in the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing black with white, honouring his great country of New Zealand, when you welcome the Maori boy, Brian Wickliffe. And across the ring occupying the blue corner, with Darryl forward from Denirol, Eddie McGuire, country broadnose, Glenroy. A distinguished amateur career, ladies and gentlemen, 26 fights, 21 wins, 3 Victorian amateur championships, and represented his nation internationally. Scaling 77 kilograms, 1 professional fight, a big knockout at Melbourne Town Hall last November. Already endorsing the colours of black with gold in keeping with his name, the Tiger, Tim Bell. World Championship referee, next to Miss Others, Lily Others, 6 rounds of boxing. The judges at ringside, David Wickliffe. Okay, we can start for our ringside position returns. Here he is, he's on the ball. Dr. John Jory, judges are Andrew Campbell, David Wickliffe and John Wheeler. Leroy at the bell. Round 1. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute, 11 seconds into the first round, your winner by knockout, Tiger Timber. And a round of applause for Brian Wickliffe. He came with 5 parts. Bad luck, Brian Wickliffe, the Maori boy. Congratulations, Tim Bell. Great sportsmanship in centering there. Tim You're a throwback to the old-fashioned fighters, you know. It's either them or you, and you come out mean son of a gun. Take us through that big punch that laid Brian Wickliffe down.
I was just there,
Similar, that's it. Tim, tell the crowd you've been out of action for a while, since last year in fact. What's kept you out of the ring?
I had an injury, so I'm good now, all healed up, so I've come back to fight this year, and I'm going to fight, I'm going to win, and I'm going to do the best I can, and that's all I can do.
Tim, you've got a great supporter base out of your colours of black and gold, so it's all systems go. What did you achieve, say, this year?
I'll just aim to do the best I can here. Like I said, I just want to win every fight. I want to fight regularly. Hopefully no injuries will stop me from doing that. All the supporters out here that come and everyone that bought tickets and little t-shirts, sensational sponsors, Glenroy Exhaust, Independent Cranes, Ray Schultz, Stephen Watt, come here, everyone.
And Joe Kariz going to put you on the big gig here, Tim.
Yeah, we'll do that next.
Who was okay, Tiger Timbell and Darryl Floyd. Red right chair, he's a hot shot. We'll be back. And Andrew, the Professor Gamble, your ringside physician, Dr. John Jury. When the bell tolls, your man in charge of the action takes the big man for the big man, Long John McCullough. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Kariz proudly presents an international super heavyweight match. These two men met in kickboxing. It was controversial, so they rematched in Marquis of Greensbury boxing, courtesy promoter Joe Kariz. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, red corner, with the House of Persia supporting this young man. He comes centering with the legendary Prince Samir, one of the greatest ever kickboxing champions ever to come to Australia. Prince Samir Shapaporta. This young man boxing out of the red corner. He's a small man, 6 foot 5.5 inches, if you like, in the old Imperial. He's scaled a short 105 kilograms. In kickboxing, 4 bouts, 1 win, 3 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, originally from Iran, now living in St. Clair, New South Wales, would you welcome Maziar Soltarni, the pride of Iran. And across the ring, the much talked about man in the blue corner. He is the world's tallest boxing kickboxer. He is 7 foot 1 inches, in the old last night he tipped the scales at a massive 165 kilograms. Wearing red with gold, almost Adelaide Pros colours. He is a proud member of the Sting Fight Force team. Ladies and gentlemen from Mary Warren, Hallam, during the day, he's a Boilermaker. By night, he's the self-proclaimed House of Pain. He's bigger than Anthony Mundine, bigger than James Heard, bigger than Wayne Carey. Would you welcome Dwayne, House of Pain, Harraway. Here we go. Let's get it on.
And here we are tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at this magnificent Joe Kariz boxing promotion, and John McCubbin just giving the instructions to the fighters.
Keep your feet on the ground. All right? Now, boys, shake hands. Come in.
And to my left, I have with me Peter Maziar. It's good to see you here tonight, Peter, at this superb promotion at John Batman Theatre. Thank you.
Yes, it is a superb promotion. Joe's definitely done his homework here and he's put on a
Here we
top
go.
show.
Round 1.
And this is going to be an excellent fight here, Peter. These boys fought each other kickboxing. It's Briggs. Oh, House of Pain hit the deck. I've never seen that happen yet in his career. And he's put count on him. Oh, boy, Peter.
Gee, it was a big right hand. He just shook him up. He's caught him cold.
Oh,
He's
and
got the House of
Soltarni's
Pain
dancing
cold.
around the ring here, Peter. He looks very confident. And House of Pain, was that a left hand that he caught him with?
Soltarni's a House of Fight, but he better watch out. The big fella's firing right back.
I mean, he's a huge man.
I'd hate to get in between them. Long John McGovern's got a very, very tough job tonight.
No, he looks fired up too, Harraway. He's never been dropped in his life, and comes in now on Soltarni. They grapple in the blue corner here. Harraway, what a shock for the night. We've never seen that happen before. There's a 70-kilo difference here, or 60 kilos
He just got
between
caught
these
cold.
boys. in cricket parlance, Peter.
He just got caught cold.
Oh.
He's going to have to settle down there. Just keep his hands up, keep to the basics.
A couple of rib roasters there, Peter, to the rib cage of Soltarni, which was interesting to see the House of Pain. He's not mucking around now. He's going to cut the corners off.
Yeah.
And reaching over towards Soltarni there. They now grapple. McCubbin will split them up, though, Peter. What a devastating start.
Definitely a devastating start. You've got to expect the unexpected in boxing.
Oh,
I know that they both fought as kickboxers, but this is the House of Pain's first fight. Look, he's walking in the shots. He's paying him no respect, and he might pay the price for doing that. He's got to keep his hands up, start off with a jab and move in, or else he's just going to get stopped the way he's going.
Certainly Soltarni swinging leather at the big man, who now comes in and leans on Soltarni on the ropes.
Look, he's just got to sit back and put his weight back on his feet. At the moment, his weight's coming forward, and he's moving into these shots. It's double impact.
Is it ever? And Prince of Moor's going mad in the corner. Absolutely going crazy here tonight. The crowd's on their feet at this. They didn't expect to see this. But now the big House of Pain leaning all over Soltarni, and Big John McCubbin, his work cut out, trying to split them up. Peter into the... Harraway is bleeding from the left nostril, Peter.
Well, it was definitely a fantastic round. I'd have to score that round of Soltarni.
It's
10-8 with a knockdown.
what a devastating start to this fight here tonight in this heavyweight eliminator between Maziar Soltarni, who's weighing in at 105 kilograms, and up against the House of Pain, Dwayne Harraway, who's received enormous publicity in the regulation press over the last 5 or 6 weeks after a devastating first kickboxing fight in Springvale, Peter.
Boxing's completely different. He's just got to put all his weight back on his feet, start off with a jab and be patient. He can't come steaming in.
Soltarni dropped the big man. We never thought we'd ever see it happen. Oh, but it did an devastating effect in that first round.
Soltarni has got an excellent physique. He's obviously been doing the work in the gym. Excellent physique. And the House of Pain, gee, for a man that big, he doesn't seem to have any type of surplus there at all, must he?
And it is, they don't look like boxing shoes he's wearing either, Peter. They look like track shoes to me.
That's about a size 18 foot.
Perhaps he's not comfortable in the normal boxing attire of the boxing shoes, but you would never have thought to see the House of Pain dropped by a man 60 kilos less than him.
Oh, mate, it doesn't matter how much less you are. When you get hit on the chin, it doesn't matter how much you weigh.
Yeah. Oh, and he's caught him again, Soltarni. Straight into the big man. Oh, he squeezes the big body in on the ropes into Soltarni in a body slam. Oh, and he's unhappy. Harraway, McCubbin splits them up. Oh, a bit of aggression here, and he pushes Soltarni back into the blue corner, his own corner.
He's got to keep his chin down.
Blood everywhere on the face of Harraway at this point. He's bleeding from both
He's
nostrils.
just got to stay calm, keep his... Soltarni's a red-hot goer. He's just a goer, Soltarni.
Oh, what's he ever wibbling splash here at ringside? Sweat, water and blood everywhere, Peter.
I'm going to call for a drench coat. I'll tell you what, this is as willing as it gets.
Oh, gee whiz, Harraway hit Soltarni with a big left hand. Soltarni's down at the canvas. He's been counted. He's on his feet. And McCubbin puts the count on him. Oh, is he wobbly or is he all right? I think he's okay. There's no shaking of the legs.
It's okay.
Right in front of us in the neutral corner.
He said, yes, let's go. He'll throw a right hand now, watch. Bang.
Oh, and it's straight into the facial region of Harraway is Soltarni.
He's got to keep his...
Beautiful fighting from the Iranian. As Harraway leans into him again on the ropes. And gee whiz, that would be enough to... I'd like me being hit by a truck when that big man rolls in on top of you.
A D-Mac at that.
Yes. Oh.
They're swinging wildly, both boys. Anyone can get knocked out. It's 50-50 this fight. Russian roulette here in ringside.
Oh. And the big man, he's lunging at
They both spent all their petrol tickets.
and both boys are tired.
On exhaustion.
And that 14-minute rounds that we're in the second round. Another big punch to Soltarni. What's McCubbin going to do with him? No count. He's all right. He looks a bit wobbly, though. He does look tired, Peter, doesn't he?
Look,
Smile on his face.
they threw more punches than bantamweights do that round, and they're super heavyweight.
Was that a Soltarni round, Peter?
I'd have to score that round to Harraway.
Very close round, no matter what.
can smell it. Who executes that perfect move is going to take away this belt. And at this stage, it's a 50-50 contest. Get there, Necran Casino. Red or black, that's all it is. It's going to be 50-50 even money.
Enormous when you see you've got a man here at 105 kilograms, another man at 165 kilograms going at it, and there's no doubt that since Soltarni got that controversial loss at Springvale, has been a lot of work in there, boy, Peter.
He's definitely been in a gymnasium and spent countless hours.
Has he ever?
Gymnasium to tone up for this fight because he's in excellent condition.
He's been pumping iron, but this is a stamina test now for these boys. See whether the cardiovascular is up to scratch. And Harraway, big right hand, caught Soltarni, and he caught him again. Oh, the body straight into Soltarni, nearly ended up in the commentary table in, and down the stairs by the chin first down the stairwell, Peter.
He's just got to move to the side, Soltarni, that's it.
Oh, the big man. Oh, the left hand, done a lot of damage with it. He'll get up, Soltarni, don't worry about him, he's a lot of courage.
His game is far left, this boy. He's got a big heart. I'll tell you what, he's a 100% dead set goer. He's eager to land that right hand, but he's got to throw a jab before he throws the right hand.
No, he's got to get his sons up too, Peter. He's got to defend himself as well, because the pain has got a big hand. Lifted him off the ground with the left hand there, the big house of pain. I think he's in a bit of trouble now, Soltarni, but he's back up on his feet. That's a gutsy effort. Puts his hands on his hips just to say what I have to do to drop this man.
He just keeps coming back up.
And here comes Payne. Comes in again with the left hand and the left again. Just drove into the body, the sternum region. Punch to the solar plexus with the Windu.
Well, it's a big... both boys, their work rate's been fantastic. Both boys have thrown that many punches, it's not funny.
Not at all. Soltarni wearing the gold silver trunks. He's dropped to his knees. Through sheer exhaustion, he's finished. Three knockdown rule, Peter. And Harraway maintains an undefeated record, slightly blemished though here tonight.
That's his first professional boxing fight, and he's won at KO. He can't do more than that, but gee, he was really put to the test tonight, and Soltarni came out all guns blazing.
The crowd giving the Iranian here a magnificent round of applause, and Prince Amir a lot happier than he was at Springvale 3 or 4 weeks ago when Soltarni had a controversial defeat. Howard Lee moving to the centre of the ring, and House of Pain, the whole contingent of the Vukovic camp would be happy with that end result, Peter.
Oh, they'd have to be happy with that. He really got to work out though. I bet they didn't expect it to be that tough.
You've got to take into account this man has been continents for international success, so he did have to win tonight, and he's won by a KO in his first boxing fight. But
he can't do any more than what he did, and he was tested and he answered back. That's a sign of a true fighter.
Yeah, and he certainly was. He got angry. I've never seen the Pain that angry before.
Big man. He's just you've got to be patient with big men. He's only a young fellow. I mean, he's just like a big pup. He doesn't know what it's all about. Once he finds out what it's all about, he's going to be a killer.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And in fact, I'd say there's a lot of development left in that frame too, isn't there?
Huge. It's like an AFL ruckman. I mean, it takes 5 or 6 years in the system before they become aware of their own body.
Very good point.
Thank you for supporting Joe Curcio and Matthew White from the 7 Network. Thank you, Matthew. Matthew White and Peter Boom. Thank you for joining us. Tony DiGarcio and Percy Nancio, the 2 great kickboxing champs, all parts in the ring. Okay, we're going to confirm the time there. Thank you, Leroy. Ring that bell. Thanks, Leroy. Ladies and gentlemen, under the 3 knockdown rule, the winner, 1 minute 26 seconds into round 3, the House of Pain, Dwayne Harraway. How about a big round of applause for Maziar, Soltarni. John McCallum, you've seen many heavyweight fights, many flyweight fights. How do you rate those 2 big guns stepping up for the first time to professional boxing?
Well, they come to fight in 2 days. One's a big bloke, the other one's a solid 2. They both got into the science bit for about the first 30 seconds, and after that the science was out the window. But they both put both their hearts and souls in it, and too bad there had to be a winner, too bad there had to be a stoppage, because it would have been an excellent fight if they had gone the distance. And good luck to both with their future.
Well said, gas or you catch you with a couple of big bombs?
Oh, you catch a couple of big balls. They'll try to get the big boy building much down. Oh, there's a rematch I'll get next time.
Okay, Maziar, Soltarni. Dwayne coming across. Well, he caught you with some big shots there. How'd you take those?
Oh, no, maybe not down the first one was the super.
Okay, bit of a blunt nose and all that stuff. The real initiation tonight.
Yeah, that's not fine.
But first time a real tough battle in there. Hey, Dwayne, everybody's talking about you. What do you think about this boxing and kickboxing caper? Boxing tonight.
I enjoy it.
Back to work at the ball and make it worse tomorrow? Dwayne, let's quantify. How tall are you?
6'8".
6'8". I exaggerated a bit there. Dwayne, what do you like about this boxing caper? Something different. What did you do before you joined Michael Vukovic in the Sting fight force? Much no time for girls? None of that stuff? Okay. How do you react to everybody talking about you and everybody photographing you standing in front of big buildings and all that stuff? One day we're going to be standing in front of the Eiffel Tower or something. Bit of fun. Okay, Dwayne. Okay, your manager, trainer Michael Luger has come across. Man, a few words, Michael.
As people probably already know, first of all, I'd like to thank Maziar. This is the second time Maziar's come out. And the first time he fought at our show was Springvale about a month ago. The fight was stopped prematurely. He's proved that he's come to fight. The fight actually went to a pretty good distance. And I mean, we're going to give this guy applause because he's made an effort. And I agree with him. It should have been stopped the first time, and he's proven a point because this time he actually put Dwayne on the canvas. And that's what the sport's about. It's a good turnaround. As people already know, Dwayne's very shy. He gets a lot of media attention, but he's a very quiet, shy guy. I mean, we're just going to slowly grow. People say, oh, can he punch? Can he hit? Well, maybe 4 or 5 years' time when he's had that experience, we'll be proving our point. But we're going to grow him up gradually. You will be seeing the media as part of the business. Also, I'd just like to thank Joe Curcio and his sponsors, the Swanson Hotel. Last night we had a fantastic weigh-in there, and they looked after us tremendously. So we want to thank them especially. Thank you very much.
Michael Vukovic, Steve Fightforce, one of Australia's finest promoters. Okay, take a breather, and we'll be back with our semi-main event.
Get on well with Mike.
Like 10 minutes, yep. Let's see a big poster for coming up Murray Thompson, and then Friday night, 24th of May, and then Sunday night, Kelly.
Enadeghe.
Proud to present our semi-main event. 6 rounds of international boxing set in the heavyweight division. This is our semi-main event. Ladies and gentlemen, you welcome in the red corner from Nigeria. What a wonderful amateur record this young man had. 118 fights, 101 wins. He was 5 times champion, amateur champion of his native country of Nigeria. Now based in Ross Trevor, South Australia. In professional boxing, 2 bouts, 2 losses. Last night getting 98.10 kilograms with a legendary South Australian TV ringside great, a man who also trains, James Swan. Would you welcome Mr. Cole Benny, wearing red trunks with white piping. Would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Kingsley, Enadeghe. Enadeghe. Across the ring on my right, occupying the blue corner, like Old Man River, just keeps rolling along. 7 times he's been a kickboxing champion of the world. In professional boxing, 10 bouts, 6 wins, 4 losses. 3 big wins coming by way of knockout. In only his 2nd professional fight under Christopher Petridis, he beat Iran, the Blake Barkley, the 2 times world middleweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, getting 92.10 kilograms with his mentor from Cuba, Paul Fifield. Would you welcome the legendary Tosca Petridis. Petridis. 6 rounds, Ignatius Rizales.
Joe Curcio Boxing Promotions here again tonight with this magnificent semi-main event. Peter Maniatis to my left, and I never knew Paul Fifield came from Cuba, Peter. That's something else I've learned here tonight. But here we go now.
Well, there's a 6 kilo weight differential here. Tosca's given this guy 6 kilo. Tosca weighed 92, he weighed in 98. Tosca's come out smoking.
Enadeghe, the Nigerian, of course, 108 amateur fights, 101 wins. That's an enormous record at heavyweight level.
Brilliant
if they were
level.
all up and around that level, I'd assume they were.
Brilliant level.
And he's a beautiful mover too, boxing from South Australia. Now they've got a lot of Nigerian boxers who are here from the Olympic Games. Tosca looks on fire tonight. He's got the wobbles already, Enadeghe. Tosca laying in.
Won't go long.
And the tombola right hand missed. He's moving in on Enadeghe. He's got moving forward. Tosca looking beautiful at the moment, Tosca Petridis. Oh, another big punch from the big man. Oh, Enadeghe slipping there. And grabs the leg of Tosca Petridis on the way down, and Ignatius Missalades gets the gloves. And the boys are going to be back in action. Petridis looks sharp.
Smoking.
Oh, boy, is he ever.
Smoking.
Absolutely on fire. Oh!
Smoking out
Big
there.
left hook to the side of the head of Enadeghe was a beautiful punch.
Oh. He's like a,
Enadeghe misses.
he's like a pit bull after a piece of meat.
Yes, no doubt about that. Oh, the right hand, looping right hand. On Enadeghe pushes him up to the ropes, and the left hook is a nice punch too. Gee whiz. Tosca Petridis, he's smoking at the moment.
He's smoking.
Peter.
Oh.
Is he ever?
He's just got to pace himself, though.
Oh, big crunching right hand to the jaw of Enadeghe. He looks a bit wobbly at the moment, but Petridis moves forward. Left hook again, lunge up Enadeghe. Oh, gave me a look too then, and I said he looks shaky. Oh, the mouth guard slips out of Enadeghe, and he just looks at it. He stands over his mouth guard. Ignatius Missalades
He's out on his feet.
He looks groggy to me, Peter.
Tosca's having a laugh. He knows he's got it.
Enadeghe's in a fog, Peter, at the moment.
Yeah.
Big
Another
fog.
overhand right. I'm predicting an overhand right here.
And the mouthguard's still on the ground, isn't it? Is he only going to wash that? And the boys will get ready for action. But
Well,
he's
he
looking...
needed that breather. I'm telling you, he
Oh.
needed that breather.
Did he ever?
He was out.
Hey, look, he's not showing any signs apart from the wobbly feet. And the eyes are a shade glass. He goes to the neutral
Overhand
corner.
right here. Watch. Bang.
And that he's moving slowly. Oh, Petridis again comes in hard with that over the hand right, Peter.
Oh, that's a money punch for him. He's done all the damage with that punch.
Oh, yeah. Petridis again there. He's a hard, stocky fighter. Oh, that's the end of it, I'd say. Oh, another big right hand.
Answer the phone, Kingsley.
How did Enadeghe not go down from that punch? That was an enormous right hand,
That
Peter.
was a huge punch.
Superb boxing from Tosca Petridis here tonight. Enadeghe's in trouble as he leans on the ropes. And Ignatius Vassilides says, that's it.
That is all, folks.
That's a very good result from a very experienced referee. Because that man, Enadeghe, is suffering from a series of over-the-top right hands and left hooks, which rocked the head and the jawline of that boxer, Peter.
He's got leather poisoning. He's got leather poisoning, poor Kingsley.
No doubt about that. And Tosca Petridis, I'll tell you what, 35, 36 years of age, or is he 34? I can't remember. He looks like he could go for another 2 or 3 years, Peter.
Well, I'd rate Tosca as a big prospect. I mean, he could still win an Australian title, no doubt.
Yes. He seems to me to be fighting still at international level.
No doubt.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Peter.
No doubt.
And
No doubt.
expertly tutored by Paul Fifield, the Australian Cuban. He was, Howard Lee had a little bit of a joke there, I think, at the start of the fight. But a great fight by Tosca Petridis. I was very impressed with Tosca tonight because Enadeghe is no slouch with an enormous record at amateur level and a big professional record.
Guys like Tosca, they can take a few years off, just come in like they haven't even left. It's called experience. He's been in the system for 12 years. He's not phased.
Wow.
He just comes in and does his job.
Yeah, he was fantastic for the promoter, isn't it, to have a magnificent fighter of the Tosca Petridis on his card. As the promoter walks straight into the ring. Joe Curcio there, shaking hands with Tosca Petridis, and here we go, Howard Lee.
The referee, Ignatius Vassilides, he waited off after 2 minutes 36 seconds in round 1. Would you congratulate Tosca, the Terminator, Petridis? Kingsley, Enadeghe, a big round of applause for coming to Melbourne. Battler Kingsley, known as the Humble Lion, one of the great African kings from all African Nigeria. Tosca shape up there. Tosca, you love the sport of boxing, kickboxing. I reckon you can go to 50. What do you think, Tosca? Tosca, you've been there, done that. What's you to achieve here? Tosca, I reckon only 75% of the people here supporting you. Now, I said to you last night, you live in Zurich. You said no, South Carolina. I reckon you're the king of the championship, Tosca. That's only a personal opinion.
First, I want to thank all the people who come to support me. First, my goal, Blues. Thanks, mate. And thank you to everybody.
That's it. Tosca Petridis, Joe Curcio, another cross. Joe, he's a legendary figure. How about three cheers for Tosca? And then, he's a great guy. Okay, we'll be back. Minute come up with some special meeting coming up in July. Everybody else, big show. That event has been approved and sanctioned by the Oriental Pacific Boxing Federation. Chairman Frank Miller ringside. 12 rounds of scheduled journey. Your judges are for this main event. John Wheeler, David Wickle, and Andrew Campbell. Timekeeping the bell, Damien Embry. Your ringside physician, Dr. John Jury. Ladies and gentlemen, the rules apply to 10-point mark system per round. The winner of a round, 10 points, 9 or less per round. The 3 knockdown rule in 1 round applies. If there's an accidental head clash and injury after round 5 in a 12-round fight, they go to scorecards. And under the rules of the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board of Victoria, the ringside physician can call a halt to the bout at any time. He will instruct the timekeeper to ring the bell, and that is the cessation of the fight automatically. A world first. Your promoter, Mr. Joe Kersey at Total Sports Network, thank you very much for your great support, a great atmosphere, electric night of knockouts. That's the way the show goes at the Melbourne Convention Centre on this Thursday night, let's get it right, Thursday, May 9, 2002. The light heavyweight explosion comes to a big climax. We thank Bennigan's, we thank All Seasons for the great support here tonight. And in the lead up, gentlemen, this is our main event of the evening. On the site where legends are made, the Melbourne Convention Centre. Let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing for the OPBF Light Heavyweight Championship. Would you welcome my occupying the red corner, wearing blue trunks with a touch of white. Ladies and gentlemen from Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, Africa. In amateur boxing, 59 fights, 53 wins. 3 times he was champion of his country. In the year 2000 in Sydney, he represented his country at the Sydney Olympic Games. At 24 years of age, in professional boxing, 7 bouts, 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. 4 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen from Parkside, South Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, February 8, 2002, he beat Jeff Tupu to win the vacant Australian Light Heavyweight Championship, vacated by Paul Briggs. Would you welcome them on for the first time? One of the great All-African kings from Adelaide, South Australia, Peter Kariuki. Kariuki. And across the ring, the blue corner, with Ron Waterhouse, his mentor. From Papita in Queensland, we've seen him in centering in Melbourne in kickboxing against the legendary Gurkhan Ozcan. Once in professional boxing, what a decorated kickboxing career this young man had. 58 fights, 53 wins, 38 by knockout. A world champion and held the galaxy of Australian and South Pacific kickboxing championships. In pro boxing, almost an untarnished record. 15 fights, 14 wins, 1 loss. 11 big wins coming by way of knockout. Pan Pacific and Australian champion, he vacated both of those championships before beating Paul forward earlier this year to capture this championship that he puts on the line tonight. Wearing the familiar skull and crossbones, in keeping with his name, the Hurricane in red. Would you welcome the defending champion, Paul Hurricane Briggs? The man in charge of the action over 12 rounds, Ignatius Miscellaneous, OPBF Championship.
Yes, this was going to be a fantastic fight here tonight. Ignatius Miscellaneous now providing instructions. Fantastic. And is it ever going to be tough in there? This is an OPBF light heavyweight title, Peter. A big title fight. Their president is here, Frank Quill, is here tonight from the OPBF. As Murray Thompson is assisting Cole Benny in the corner there. Two great boxers here from the light heavyweight and cruiserweight divisions in Australian boxing. Paul Briggs there in the red piping, skull and crossbones on the waistband,
Briggs normally
of course.
hammers that right hand in pretty quick
And,
to assert authority.
Peter Kariuki, so the navy blue trunks with the white
Pretty
pipings
cautious.
on. And these boys looking pretty good now here. Kariuki throws out that left hand, looks pretty good to me.
Both boys
And,
are pros, are just starting off very slowly and nice and tight, having a look.
Certainly are having a good look at the moment. Briggs excellent defence there at the moment as he comes in with a slapping left hand. And that's a very nice punch to the body of Kariuki there, who's pretty upright and looking pretty good here tonight, Peter.
Both boys look like they've definitely done their homework.
Yeah, certainly.
They're not really showing too many moves at this stage, but they're both well composed.
Yep, very well composed. I like Kariuki at the moment. Big wide stance on him there. He's got that left foot planted forward there firmly, and he doesn't look like he's going to take a backward step to me.
No, he's just. We're both having a look. Look at. It's pretty even at this stage.
Peter? Yes, it's a sorting out round, isn't it? The first round sometimes
Definitely.
in a title fight.
I'd love to see Kariuki pound one to his body.
Yes.
Because his hands are nice, beautiful up. He might just throw a straight right into the chest there.
Very compact Kariuki here at the moment.
Very composed.
Coming out of the Olympic Games for Kenya, stayed in Australia.
Well, he started off with Austin Taylor, and then now he's moved across to Columbina.
That's right, yes. Yeah, Austin Taylor has a few Nigerian boxers who stayed out here.
Kariuki was actually matched by Briggs on the Gold Coast,
yes.
and Briggs pulled out with an injury, and Jeff Tupu took his spot, and Kariuki knocked Tupu out in the fourth round of the Australian light heavyweight champion. I think that was in March on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, well, it's the boys there all fighting at that level there, and they're all classy fighters. Briggs in particular, of course, wants to fight Mundine, I think, at some stage, if he can get down to super middleweight level.
I'd make super middle. I don't think Mundine would fight him, though.
Yeah, well, I was being...
He's too dangerous.
I was being political there to a certain degree, and just being a bit cagey about whether or not the camp wanted to take on Briggs, because he is a power-packed fighter.
Definitely power-packed. I mean, he went over to America and had a quick knockout there as well, so he's been around now, and he's
improving that log, Peter.
Yeah, he's well composed. He's just a pure pro now. Going places, this kid, for sure.
Fighter. And strong and tough, and very patient in this first round, both boys, just sorting each other out, moving around the ring fairly well, and the first decent exchange between them.
They're fighting with the raised gloves. They're the Mexican fighters' gloves, so...
Briggs there, big right hand from Briggs
starting
there.
Starting up now, Briggs. The seeing that process is out the window now. Now we're just about to start the fight.
The real stuff, and it was a cracking right hand from Briggs, and it caught Kariuki partially on the glove and on the side of the side of the head, and there goes the bell.
Briggs
time
round
10-9.
Briggs round 10-9.
About to start round two. The bell's gone. Ignatius Missaladi's holding him up as the seconds get the seat out there in the Kariuki corner there. Nick Tatoris joining me at ringside here. Nick, good to see you. Son, how are you?
Great, thank you.
You're looking to be in fine, fantastic physical condition there, and getting ready for this big fight here tonight. Kariuki in the blue trunks there, from originally from Kenya there. He's looking pretty good, and right. Nathan Briggs, of course, Paul Briggs, I should call him. It's his brother, Nathan Peter, looks to be in superb condition.
He is, and he's starting to put a bit of a load behind his punches now.
Yep.
He's gonna
bit of a sorting out around the first round, Nick.
Yeah, good feel out. Smart boxing from the two clever fighters.
They're both classy boys, aren't they?
Yep, they show their experience in the ring now.
What do you think of Kariuki? Does he look the goods to you?
He's a slick boxer, and we'll really tell. Time will tell to see whether or not he's still got those amateur
trademarks.
Like yeah, amateur boxer or pro.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
We're all aware of that. Briggs has been doing really well overseas, working his way up those pro rankings.
And that, of course, been confidence as a potential opponent in super middleweight level for Anthony Mundine. Of course, we've mentioned it a few times.
Right.
And
that'd be a great one.
Oh, would it ever? And he looking here tonight pretty sharp. Both these boys at the moment. It's been a fast and furious card so far tonight. There's been a number of knockouts, KOs in first rounds, etc. But these two boys, this fight looks like it could go for some time.
Clever fight.
Oh, beautiful boxing from both lads in that instance. Briggs there managed to try to slip a right hand through to the midsection of Kariuki. Kariuki beautifully balanced, Nick, isn't he? That lovely stance, the left foot's forward.
He's a tall boy, he must be at least over 6 foot.
Yeah, looks pretty good, and beautifully
Light heavyweight.
balanced weight-wise too, isn't he?
He's showing his speed.
Certainly it's all whipping left hand from Kariuki. Was a beautiful punch there to the side of the Briggs skull. And Briggs there, the boys touch gloves. Anything misdemeanor there from Briggs, was there?
I like those looping lefts he brings over on the right. They're powerful shots. And he turns southpaw here. Still getting the field back to orthodox.
Both boys are very sharp here. They're taking their time before they throw leather. They're making sure it's going to count, aren't they, Nick?
They are.
Briggs came in then with the right hand, but got blocked by the arm of Kariuki, which was the way to go. Good defensive work there from Kariuki. Briggs does look, both boys looking fantastic, and this is going to be a very tough fight. Both boys are very classy the way they go about their work. Briggs now has really been making some headway in light, heavy and cruiserweight divisions, and the boys go back to their corners. Round two, a very close round, that.
It was. Could have gone either way, but I lean towards Briggs. I think Briggs did enough there to just with those solid lefts and rights.
And he's got 4 KOs. 4 wins, 4 KOs, 2 losses and a draw.
Good record from both the boys.
Every win's a knockout.
Yep.
And 10 of his 13 are KOs.
Okay, so we've got 2 heavy boys. Heavy punch.
Round 3.
And these boys were just checking their records out at half-time, and of course Kariuki's whole 4 wins have come by way of the short route, knockout territory, and Briggs 10 knockouts in 13 fights, which is a superb record.
That's a superb record, indeed.
And 13 wins to boot, 1 loss, so what can you say about that? That's just class.
And Briggs is showing power in both hands now.
I mean, he's coming forward with those left and rights there. He's a fairly even stock boxer when it comes to his punching power, Nick.
He is. And if Kariuki plans on winning, he's got to start jabbing more and moving more, because he's mixing it up and he's getting hustled now. He's getting very hard.
He's got to just keep Briggs at bay somewhat, and
Exactly.
start to throw a little bit more, move around a bit more and throw a bit more leather at this point of the fight.
Yeah. Especially that jab. So that's a key weapon for that kid.
Yep. This is what we would have expected him to be doing more of now, Kariuki, to use that long reach of his. And that, but Briggs is on top of him the whole way. He's not giving him much breathing space, Nick.
No, he's not. He's getting on top of him.
Which I think is the tactics here of Briggs, is to crowd Kariuki as much as he can to prevent that jab from having any effect.
Good counter. Briggs he's got those hands up nice and high.
He has.
He's catching his punches.
Kariuki coming in low there, but didn't strike pay dirt there. Missed punches blocked off by Briggs. Briggs has got a beautiful defence. Excellent defence from Paul Briggs at this point of the fight. That boy's still fairly cautious at the moment, Nick, aren't they? Even into the 3rd round of this fight. So both boys showing a lot of respect for each other.
Big's in there.
Clubbing left, I think most of that landed on the belt.
Oh, they got him with a good hook there. Sort of,
I think that
as he moved out.
caused some damage to Kariuki, that body punch, do you think, Nick?
Made him duck.
Briggs there catching Kariuki off foot.
Now he's sort of like punching him at will, but...
Kariuki trying to work low with that jab too, which is good to see him go to the body.
Kariuki, nice right hand there.
And try and mix it up a bit, because that's the way to do it. Barry Michael would be very happy to see that sort of fighting. Yes. Kariuki again, just flicking out that left jab, no effect.
On his toes.
And Paul Briggs, a slight feint to the left then, trying to put Kariuki. Big right uppercut tried by Kariuki. Did miss by a fair distance, but the idea was good. And gee whiz, the crowd starting to work their way into the fight too. And the boys touch gloves and go back to ring centre here.
Starting to work better, aim for his body, because Kariuki's got that quick head movement. It's good to see. Exciting.
Into the third round, Nick, and that was a fairly even round, that, would you say?
Another great round, yes. If I had to score it, it'd be an even round. I'll give it at least an edge to Briggs.
Yeah, I thought it was fairly close, fairly even. Briggs, I think Briggs did a bit more work than Kariuki.
Yeah,
a hard one, isn't it?
Right, it is. From the fans out there, I think they're really getting behind this fight. Couldn't have picked a better main event. Excellent.
Very close. Round 4 coming up here in this OPBF light heavyweight title fight here tonight at the John Batman Theatre. Joe Curcio Promotions doing a fantastic job here. It's been a fast and furious card, and Kariuki throwing out that jab.
Jab for jabs.
Briggs now again very cautious here with Kariuki.
Catching him on the way in, but
showing him a lot of respect. He is at the moment, Briggs.
He's giving a couple of good punches together.
And Kariuki flicks out that left jab.
It's a good little spin, that.
Yes. Nice little spin, as you referred to it there, Nick. That was very fancy. And these boys are light-footed. There's no doubt about that. They're very quick for light heavies. It's great to see that sort of leg movement.
Clever boxing.
Very clever boxing. Kariuki now concentrating there quite severely. They're trying to find a way of getting past that Briggs defence. It's very difficult.
Well, that's a key thing in these early rounds, that Briggs is trying to put on the pressure.
Yes, certainly is.
Trying to take that jab away from him.
Yes, he is. Now, Kariuki, they're getting himself in a bit of a headlock there. And I don't think there's an underdog here. I think this is a pretty even money fight. This, without a shadow of a doubt. Both these boys are showing their record. It's fantastic. Briggs has had more fights. That's at a professional level, but Kariuki, coming out of Olympic Games, Kenyan team, been fantastic, yeah. Good to see these fighters stay here too. It just goes to show it's built up our boxing stocks remarkably since the Olympic Games. Briggs pushes Kariuki back, and a nice body shot from Briggs there did land, and that's a scoring punch. Kariuki flicks that jab out again.
Good jabs. Good hand speed from the native. Really good hand speed.
And that Briggs is the one who's moving forward now and placing pressure on Kariuki. Kariuki just flips out that left jab and just flips the stomach of Briggs. And a nice left hand from Briggs there, just caught Kariuki. Not a great deal of weight behind it,
Good short hook.
Couple of nice punches from Briggs, very quick.
That's a quick.
And the right hand over the top. And the boys slipped in. And they did lean on him. Yeah, there was no. That was just a slip. That because in fact Briggs was moving forward and more of a push down.
He did, but he took the punch well.
Briggs starting to load up now with that right hand.
You can sense something here.
Crunching left to the jaw of Kariuki by Briggs. Only travelled about a foot and struck Kariuki on the jaw. It was a beautiful left hand.
Left hand.
Oh, the power came from the shoulder, and it's finished.
That was an excellent.
Oh, what a punch from Paul Briggs. A beautiful left hand, a crunching left hand that caught Kariuki on the jaw, and Ignatius Missilidis wasn't going to muck around. Nick,
that was quick. Man, I've seen some good hooks, and that was a superb hook. Caught him flush right on the chin.
Yes, but the punch only travelled about a foot.
Yep.
Where he threw it from, the power of the man.
It was a very quick landing. He sensed something. I thought he had him hurt. He sensed it. jumping.
And Paul Briggs here up on the ropes. A fantastic performance. Another title for him.
Yeah, another great
OPBF
title.
light heavyweight title. That's the Iron Pacific Boxing Federation, and that's a big title for him. In fact, he'd have no trouble now, not that he would have had it anyway, in getting a big fight night, perhaps in Tokyo even, Nick or Manila.
Like I said to you before, buddy, the kid's showing a lot of power in both hands. That was a left hook he caught him with and knocked him right out. That was an excellent punch.
That first punch he softened up with, before the punching in with that right hand.
That left hook did the damage. Oh.
And that was the one that set the boy up for that crunching left of the jaw, which was just a power-packed punch from a short distance, wasn't it? The power generated from the upper shoulder through the body.
Brought it all the way from the Gold Coast, Brisbane, brought it all the way from there.
And travelled such a short distance to cause that amount of damage to the boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes 54 seconds of round 4. Peter Kariuki indicated the referee. Ignatius Miscellaneous after rising at the count of 9. No more, no less. Retaining his OPBF light heavyweight championship, the Hurricane, Paul Briggs.
Excellent performance from Paul Briggs. Fantastic effort. And the OPBF light heavyweight champion, Nick.
Okay, before you go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk with Paul Briggs.
We're going to go to some interviews first, and then we'll come back to our summary for the night's events.
South Australia. Paul Briggs coming in town and emphatically retaining his OPBF championship. How about 3 cheers for the Hurricane, Paul Briggs? Amen? 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 Paul was a strategic fight. He picked up the pace, short right hands. You're working your plan?
Oh, very much so. We've trained really, really hard for this fight. Peter is one of the best light heavyweights in this country at the moment, bar myself. This guy can box, he can bang, and there's not many guys around that can do the both. He can, that's why I was fighting such a strategic fight, because I couldn't take a chance. He rocked me twice, and if I had just opened up and come out like I normally do, I could have run into one and be all over for me, but that's the experience starting to show with the fights that I've had and the guys that I have fought. Peter, mate, just take your time, mate. You're an awesome fighter. Take your time. You're going to be great. But one thing I'd like to say is, it's the second time I boxed down in Melbourne. Last time I fought one of your hardest boys I've ever come across, Adrian Berlin. And I just love fighting in Melbourne. You guys are what I class as the fight capital of Australia. You're just awesome crowd to fight in front of, and I can't wait to come back down and fight for you guys again. I'd like to make this time, besides the Gold Coast, I'd like to make this my home as far as fighting in Australia is concerned.
Paul, don't go away, beautifully said. Everybody's asking you and Anthony Mundine. Have you approached him? Has he approached you? Go to the national of Anthony Mundine's camp. Even run you and said, hey, mate.
You saw him here tonight, one of the best, potentially, Australia has to offer. I don't even have an opinion on Anthony Mundine as far as I'm concerned. He's a footy player, full stop. Try and get behind some real athletes. I'm one of them. I will be a world champion. And the more of the Australian public I can get behind me, seeing I don't have the PR machine that this imbecile has. I'm going to do my best with these. I guarantee you guys keep coming, I'll keep on coming out.
Okay, the Hurricane, Paul Briggs.
Strong words from Paul Briggs, Nick. Very strong words.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jenny. Thank you, Jenny, for a great day.
Mundine's got his people out there listening.
Also, take this opportunity to thank Joe. This is one of the, I've just been looked after so well since I've been down here. I've got my beautiful wife and my little boy. Joe's just looked after us unbelievably. So I just like to say thanks, Joe.
Well said, Paul Briggs there. Nick, he's now, here comes Joe Curcio now.
And he's a great orator.
He promoter.
And he believes in himself. Can you take him all the way?
We'd love to have him fight down here in Melbourne. Howell, I'd like to thank everyone for coming along this evening. Unfortunately, boxing had a few early knockouts. A few guys can get behind promoters like myself, and there's a lot of other promoters here. We're trying to get the game going again here in Melbourne. It's a difficult thing.
We've got to hit South.
If you can get behind things,
We
we want to bring it back. Petridis as well, and Tim Bell.
We'll be gunning them
So next time we'll have those three others at the same time. And the big fella. Kiss wishes to you up there as well. Just hope you all come back, hope you had a good night, and see you again.
Well spoken, Joe.
Joe Kariz,
Promotions.
congratulations, Joe. Protect yourself at all times, both physically and emotionally. Reach for the stars. God bless. And keep punching. Howard Lee saying, good night. Good night.
Well said, Howard. And Nick, you were very impressed with Paul Briggs, no doubt.
I was, Steve. I'm glad I'm here and I'm commentating on some of these fights because I found that it was an excellent fight from a fighter's point of view. And I'm certainly the crowd enjoyed it. They erupted. But it's good to see that young, exciting talent like Briggs coming to Melbourne and fighting in front of a great.
Well, they can fight down here again now. That first fight, like Craig Nieman and Brando Denirol a draw, but after that, Craig Auimatagi blitzkrieg Bobby Paterson with that big right hand and put Paterson out of business. Tim Bell was awesome.
Tim Bell was.
As well in his fight. Of course, a one-round knockout over Brian Wickliffe. And Dwayne Harraway and Maziar Soltarni, and probably the most exciting fight of the night. A huge effort from Soltarni. Managed to get Harraway to hit the canvas for the first time ever, but Harraway too strong in the finish.
It was. What a boy. What a big boy. And shocked a lot of people. Showed a lot of good movement for a young up-and-coming fighter, or for his experience. With experience, the kid, he can become a big boy. And as long as he doesn't overfeed himself, I don't think if he lives...
He's a big man. He'll do a lot of hard work in the gym if they can put a bit of muscle on him as well as that big frame. He couldn't do anything, couldn't he? But great to see Tosca Petridis back.
Back in action. And he was superb to watch. Mate, he showed a lot of good heart, and it's good to see Tosca back in the ring in front of his loving people, his hometown crowd.
Yeah, great effort against Kingsley and Enadeghe, who copped a lot of punishment from Tosca before.
He did.
The whole thing was over.
I was expecting a harder fight. That was a shock of the night. That was good.
And of course, we finish off with that magnificent victory from Paul Briggs, OPBF light heavyweight title. Nick's already made comment about that, so we wish to say good night. It's great to have. We had Peter Maniatis earlier on, and Nick Tatoris here, champion boxer, to finish off tonight. Joe Kariz Boxing Promotions, 9th of May 2002 at the Melbourne Convention Centre. And Nick, when do we see you fight again?
Steve, in a week's time, a week from today, on the
McVie program. Yes, 17th of May at.
I'm there at the Dallas Brooks Hall.
Yep, Dallas Brooks Hall. We'll look forward to that and to see the Terror in action.
Terror's
Nick Tatoris. He's back in town.
And we're looking forward to some exciting fights this year and putting everything behind, focusing.
We'll look forward to that. And we wish you all a good evening from the John Batman Theatre at Melbourne Convention Centre for Joe Kariz.